I know I just reviewed a Future project a couple of days ago, but he did drop another album, so we are going back to the future like Michael J. Fox. What's up, everyone? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email. That's right here. But right now, we are going to talk about this new album from Future called Hendrix. And don't get this one confused with his self-titled release that just came out a couple of days ago, because I know some of you aren't all the way up on Future and paying attention to what he's doing. But yes, he did drop 2 albums within about the span of a week. So when I saw that he was doing that, I obviously went into this one kind of skeptical, because Future is known not to mix his sound up too much and he floods music out like crazy. But I can honestly say, man, this album was kind of a nice surprise because he actually is taking some more chances on here. What you're getting is Hurt Future instead of Trap Future, which I think is much better. So you are going to get some better content on here, and the production is more varied as well. There are some moody vibes, and you're going to hear some diverse sounds, including on I Thank You, where we get a little bit of guitar coming into the mix, and even on the track Incredible, where he's just crooning about this girl who's incredible over this beat that sounds a little bit like some pseudo 80s type of vibes. I just thought that track had kind of a cool sound. And right from the start with the song My Collection, we get this very sad and gloomy production as Future goes in about issues with his exes and just his past collection of women. And then, on the song Damages, he openly admits that pussy has been fucking his life up. But you know what? It's kind of hard to feel bad for Future, because on the same track, he brings up how you can fuck a nigga's life up just by trying to fuck a nigga's wife once. And this seems to be a pretty clear reference to all that shit that was going on with Scottie Pippen and his wife, Larissa. So, as you listen through this album, you're going to hear a lot of moments that might make you think of that. And of course, you're going to hear some moments that might make you think of Ciara and Russell Wilson, because on the track Turn On Me, Future is actually going in over this very hazy production with some nice trumpet work. So again, I thought this beat was kind of nice. But what he's rapping about and singing about or auto-crooning about is just how he's had some good girls turn on him. So it kind of seems like that might be aimed at Ciara, especially since there's another couple of lines on here about how this girl let a lame and a square hit it. So that made me think of Russell Wilson, since even though he's just a nice guy, a lot of people often consider him to be kind of lame and a square, because you know what, that's just how people are these days. But I did like the sound on that track, and as I've said a couple of times, man, I like the production throughout here. I think there are some very interesting moments, including on Use Me, where once again, Future is vulnerable. This time he's touching on how girls have used him, but the production on here is so dope. You have these very angelic vocals going throughout it, so that made it one of my favorite tracks, just off the beat, and also the way that he was singing on the hook, because there are some parts where he's kind of chanting and not using auto-tune, so I thought that part sounded very cool. And you know what? He even has a couple of features on here. You're going to hear Rihanna on this soft piano ballad track called Selfish, which, you know what, that's just not my style of track. I didn't like this one at all, and it was one of my least favorites. But I bet you it's going to chart, do numbers, and be a hit, because this is just one of those soft tracks that a lot of girls are going to be quoting on Twitter and IG. And there's also a song with The Weeknd on here called Coming Out Strong. This is just a cloudy banger where they're calling out people who mistake their kindness for weakness. And this one specifically seems to be talking about Rocco on that second verse. So I didn't think either of these 2 tracks were anything amazing, but like I said about Selfish, both of these songs will probably be hits and do a lot of numbers. And you know what? Just having some features on here is refreshing after hearing that last self-titled album that was all him. But in the end, as much as I think this is a step up from that self-titled album, and I think this is a good album, I'm still not blown away by it, because it does suffer from some of the typical Future things. As much as he is bringing some of this new content, it also gets rehashed as you listen through these 17 tracks, and I really wish he could have just trimmed this back a bit. I know I say that a lot about projects, but that seems to be the case sometimes. It just really seems like if he trimmed off maybe 4 or 5 tracks, I would have liked this more, and I could have given it a 3.5, but for me personally, I feel this at a 3, and of course, Future's lyricism isn't really amazing, although he does do a good job of getting some of his points across on here and, you know, addressing these issues that he has with people and some of the hurt that he has in his heart. So I think this is a pretty good album, man. And if anyone says this just sounds like all the same shit that Future does, I feel like they probably just skimmed it and didn't really listen. I'm not saying you gotta love it, not saying you gotta like it, but I know how hard people can be on Future, myself included, and I was expecting this to be some bullshit, man, but I ended up liking it. I'll probably keep a couple of tracks just for some wavy late night type of vibes, so, you know, give it a chance, man. You might be surprised with a couple of these songs. But that's just what I thought about it. You guys hit me up in the comments section with your thoughts, and make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, man, where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and of course, man, you got to subscribe to my channel and click like on that Facebook page. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.